Hi, good morning, Miss
Hi.
Logan. I'm glad you can make it.
Oh no, thank you for taking the time to meet with me.
Well, the reason I asked you to come in today is because so we can go over Aaliyah's progress in the class.
Okay, what exactly is that, or where does she stand right now?
The National Assessment of Achievement Test is a test we can take every year at our school. So what is this exactly? It's an achievement test that is developed to measure skills and knowledge learned in a given grade level. As
Okay.
you can see, the top portion on the right here has her name, her grade level, along with the name of the elementary school,
Okay.
her school ID, and of course the date when she took the test.
What was the date that she took the test?
You can see on the top right.
Okay, yeah, it was in
320.
March. Yeah. Okay, March.
So the National Assessment of Achievement Test is based off a norm reference score. This top portion consists of norm reference tests opposed to the bottom section, which focuses on criterion reference tests.
Okay. So what does norm reference and criterion reference test mean? I'm a little bit confused.
That's a good question. Well, let's start with the norm reference test first. And this allows us to compare Aaliyah's scores
Okay.
with the norm group, which is just a group of students from across the nation who took the same test.
Oh, okay. That's when she's being compared with the other
Yes,
students. Okay.
exactly.
Yeah, I was kind of confused.
So since this is an achievement test, we are required to cover the content areas such as the reading,
Okay.
the math, the language, listening, spelling, science, and even social studies. As you can see, these content areas are the subtests.
Okay.
Don't worry, I know that this is a lot, could be
Yeah.
somewhat overwhelming, but the students, by having them take the entire test in one day, the subtests are broken up into different sections.
Okay.
As we refer back to the subtests, are there any questions you may have regarding the subjects?
No, I think I understand everything so far. Everything else sounds good.
So now that you understand, now we're going to go more in depth and starting with the scores from the left to the right.
Okay.
So if we look at the first column, the number of items in each section. Following, we then have the raw scores
Okay.
of each subtest, which is the number of items Aaliyah's got correct on her test.
So these are the ones that Aaliyah has gotten correct on the
Yes,
test?
the raw score. And then for each subject it shows, so you want to read it from left to right.
Okay.
So for example, let's look at the language subtest. Her raw score was 41 out of 45 items tested.
Okay.
The national percentile score states that Aaliyah's national percent was 81.
Okay. What is a percentile? Could you explain to me a little bit about that?
Well, that's a good question too. It means that Aaliyah's performed better than 81% of the students in the norm group. If you would take a moment to refer to the percentile bands on the far right, over
Okay.
here, the little lines right there,
Okay.
you can see that these highlighted areas deal with the standard error of measurement for the test. In other words, the standard error of measurement is referred to the degree of error that has been estimated mathematically.
Okay, so I'm kind of confused. What exactly is like the Steinian score?
Well, the staining scores are not as detailed as the percentile scores.
Oh.
They're a little
okay,
easier to understand.
Okay, so
These-
the percentile score is a little bit more accurate, I guess? More
yeah,
detailed?
you can look at it like that.
Okay.
So then these scores are broken down into 3 parts, including numbers 1 through 9.
Okay.
Scores 1 through 3 are the low stainings, 4 through 6 are the middle stainings, and 7 through 9 are the upper stainings.
Okay.
Is there any questions so far? I know I'm giving you a lot of information.
No, I think I'm following along pretty good so far. I'm kind of understanding a little bit more about
Yeah.
this and what Aaliyah's going through.
Yeah,
and all the behind the scenes of Aaliyah's testing and whatnot.
Exactly. So the scaled scores are converted into raw scores that represent a student's performance
Okay.
and growth over the several years when compared with the same norm group.
Okay.
So now we can refer back to the bottom, which is the criterion reference test.
Okay.
This section focuses more on Aaliyah's performance on specific skills or objectives. So let's look at it over here. Oh, okay, so those are skills. Cool.
Okay, so it's her listening and her
If you look at the language subtest, which word? Language. Oh, there's a
Right
language.
there.
Right there. It is broken down into specific skills such as capitalization, punctuation, usage, and the sentence structure.
Okay.
I like to go back on this and refer to the criterion reference test results to help me get a better understanding of where the student stands. I would now like to give you more time to look at the different subtest scores and let me know if you have any questions or concerns.
Okay. Okay, so I noticed that Aaliyah scored a 32 out of 44 in the word problem skill right here.
Yeah.
Are there any strategies that I could do at home, like to help her out on this? I mean, I hate to see her struggle and
Yeah.
something that I know I could work with her on at home, and because I know that what she learns at home has a big part of how she performs in the
Yeah.
class.
I would recommend making your everyday activities or routines in some sort of word problem. So maybe like, is Aaliyah ever around when you're cooking or baking?
Oh my gosh, she loves to bake. She actually loves to bake cookies.
It's perfect then. You can give Aaliyah situations such as, if I have 4 cookies, how many cookies can you and your brother each have in an equal amount?
Oh, she would love that. Like kind of just different situations, in the
situation.
kitchen, or if we're baking a cake, or
Yeah,
I
little
mean,
things like this may help her without her even knowing she's practicing her problem-solving skills.
Yeah, that'll be really good. I'll definitely try to implement more of that in my house.
Yeah.
I'll let my husband know as well.
So one skill I did notice is that Aaliyah's is doing very well and would be her listening
I saw that. I saw that.
More on her vocabulary too. She scored in the high range, which is of course great. What I'm planning on doing is sending home some vocabulary games that can be played anywhere to improve her vocabulary even more.
Thanks. I really appreciate that. That'd be great.
So since we're on this subject, I would like to take a moment to show you some examples of the vocabulary progression that you can see throughout her writing over the first few months in the portfolio I have created.
Oh, nice.
So while we're on the subject of her vocabulary skills, I would like to take a moment to show you some examples of her vocabulary progression that you can see throughout her writing over these first few months.
Oh, nice. That's her portfolio?
Yes, I actually got a chance to create this for you.
That's so nice.
Okay, well, if you don't have any further questions.
No, I think I'm good. I think you really went over everything and you kind of touched base on everything I was confused about, and you answered pretty much all my questions. So,
Well, I'd like to thank you for coming in today. I also want you to know that I'm here. If you have any questions or concerns, I left my email and my number on this page. Feel free to email or call me at any time.
thank you so much.
Of course, it's nice to meet you.
Bye. We'll see you.